Hi, sorry about that. I am Sue Boo bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make this lovely Easter treat box card. It will look on the outside. Let me put it back in. I've just started the video. I had to take it off because I'd done the wrong measurements, so I've restarted the video. Okay, so it looks like this. I've done it in a different colour here, and white's a treat box because it fits the Ferrero Rocher eggs in. Okay, so hope you like it, and without further ado we'll do our second attempt. Okay, so we're going to put our card in on the 11, so you want 11 and 3/4 inch by 8 1/4. You're going to put it in at 2 3/8, so 2 3/8. 2 3/8. Got to make sure I get this right. It's a good job I've got plenty of card in this colour. I am using soft sea foam, okay, and 5 5/8. That's where I went wrong. I said 5 7/8. So 5 5/8. I'll make sure I get that right. 5 5/8 and 8 inches. So 8 inches, and then 11 1/4. 11 1/4. Okay, and you should have a bit bigger line now. On your 8 1/4 inch side, put it in at 2 1/2, and we're going to score it at 2 1/2. That's 2 1/2. And then 5 inches, 5 inches, and then 7 3/8. So 7 3/8. Okay, and store that. Okay. Now put your little score line. So you've got you've got 3 bigger ones, 3 bigger rectangles and squares, and then you've got this little rectangle that will be at the bottom. Come on, it's not really focusing very well for you, so put that narrow score line at the bottom. Okay, we're going to put it in, and we're going to I don't know why sometimes, right, put it to the top this time. Okay, it's just how it's fell. I'm looking. What I want is the narrow side to my right hand side. Okay, putting that to my right hand side. So we're going to we're going to put it in at 2 3/8 again. So put it in at 2 3/8, and then you're going to use your cutting blade, and because we've done it this way now, we're going to cut down to the second score line. So I'm cutting down to the second score line. So we went through one score line, stopped at the second score line. Then I'm cutting up from the bottom till you reach the score line. Okay, so without moving your paper. Okay, so that's cut through that first score line to the second score line, and then the bottom you're just cutting up to the first score line. Okay, then you're going to move it along to 5 5/8. So 5 5/8. Oh, this is unbelievable. Seriously, I do not know what is happening. That's that one wrecked as well. I'm not going to start the video again. I'm just going to go again and start the measurements again. I don't know what's happening to me. I've made 2 perfect, and now I seem to be messing up. It must have just jarred me the first time. So we'll start again. 2 3/8 on your 11 and 1/4 inch side, 3/4 inch side. Then it's 5 5/8. Oh, that's right, 5 5/8. Yeah, 5 5/8. 5 5/8. Then it should be 8 inches. Let's just make sure that I'm not going to be doing this wrong again. I'm just going to make sure 8 inches. That's right, 8 inches. Yeah, that's right. What did I do? I've no idea what I did, because that's right. You should have a smaller one, bigger one, smaller one, and 11 and 1/4. I just don't know what went wrong. And then you should have that larger one there. Now I'm turning it onto the 8 and 1/4 inch side. Let's see. I don't think did I put that other one at the top? Yes. So to make it how I did my first one, so when we are turning it onto the 8 1/4 inch side, see that first, you can see the little score line. We want that to the top. That's how I want it. So that little score line to the top, and we're going to score that at 2.5. So we're going to score that at 2.5. So that'd be 5 inches. Put that in at 5 inches. And then the next one is 7 3/8. Now, because I've messed about with this on the video and I've had some fun and games, I will actually put the measurements of these on the finished video when it's uploaded to the internet. Okay, so we're going to put our narrow piece, our narrow score line, to the right hand side now. So we're going to put it back in at 2 3/8, and we're going to get our cutting blade, and we're going to cut down to the first score line, lift up, and then you're going to cut up to the second score line. So I'm crossing through the bottom and going to the second one. Okay, then I'm going to move it along. So that's just cut up there, and then it's cut up there. Then I'm moving it along to the 5 5/8, 5 5/8. And again, I'm going to cut down to the first score line. So I'm cutting down to that first score line. I'm going to lift up and cut up to the second score line. So I've gone through the first score line and I've got to the second score line. I'm going to move it along to the 8 inches, and I'm going to cut down to the first score line, lift up my blade, go from the bottom through the first score line and stop at the second score line. And then I'm going to move it along to the 11 1/4 inch, and I'm going to come down to the first score line, lift up, and then cut up to the second score line. Okay, so we've got that. Right, now I'm going to turn it so my little score line faces me, and I'm just going to wedge in to that cut, and again I'm going to wedge in, and so it will cut off that bit there. Okay, now put your little score line away from you and bring in, so I'm going to cut, so not the score line that we cut at the top that's just one, but the one that's got two, so we went to the second score line, I'm going to cut about halfway between, so it's only roughly halfway, okay, between. I'm going to cut that off, then I'm going to turn it, and I'm just going to notch that bit there and that bit there. Okay, right, miss the next one. In fact, I'm going to fold that one out of my way, and then I'm going to do exactly the same, cut halfway down that one, and then I'm going to put back on my trimmer, and I'm putting it in at I'm putting it in at 5 inches. So I'm putting it in, so I've got the little tab at the top, putting it in at 5 inches, and I'm just going to cut this bit off. So you don't want to be cutting that, so you're going to cut it down till you get to that first score that takes that tab off. So you'll end up with it looking like that. So you've got all these loose at the top, and then you've got this shape that's at the bottom. Okay, right. Now we're going to fold and burnish, but be careful where we're folding. Don't run ahead of me, because you might fold something we're not supposed to be folding. So my little tab I've folded, then the next one I'm folding, the next one I'm folding, so you're all right on these, and the next one we're folding. Okay, right, now I'm just gonna see, so the one with the tab, right, so the one that's got the tab on, we are not going to fold that one, but the other two, so I'm putting that one with the tab, I'm putting to my left hand side, and then I'm going to fold and burnish only 3 tabs. So that's 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so that when it's together it will be like that, and so that back bit has not been folded. Okay, and just going to bring this last bit that I forgot to fold. Let's fold that. Oh, we haven't folded the tabs. Let's fold the tabs. There we go, there. Okay, right, now I did wedge that one on the end. I didn't, however, wedge this one, so I'm just going to wedge that one and wedge this one. So I'm only taking the tiniest bit off, and then we're going to wedge this tab at the very bottom there, like that. Okay, let's move those out of the way. Right, I'm going to put it so that these are bending forward. I'm putting it like that. Okay, so these are bending forward. I'm going to get the piece that I started with, which is, so you want 2 pieces of DSP that measure 4 7/8 by 3 1/8, and we're going to stick that on there. Okay, got that on there. And I'm just going to keep, yeah, this is the one I want all of them on. Right, now this should work out then now. Yes, now these measure, and you want 6 of these, 2 3/8 by 2 1/4. So it's 2 1/4 down. Is that right? No, 2 3/8 down, sorry, 2 3/8 down by 2 1/4 across. So it's 2 3/8 down by 2 I'll tell you again. Just let me glue this and I'll tell you again. Honestly, what is happening to me today? I just do not know. Okay, so I'll just tell you again. So that measures 2 and 2¼ in the width and 2 3/8. 2¼ no, 2¼ let's get it right. 2¼ down. So 2¼ down by 2 3/8 going across, and you want 6 of those. And this panel here, it measures 3 and 1/8 going across and 2 3/8 going down, and you want 3 of these pieces. Oh, that's for the lid. Don't do that one. I'm glad I did that. I've got one for the lid. So honestly, I'm not having a good day today, am I? Really, do apologise. I think, you know, when you're frustrated, I think it comes out in everything. A little bit frustrated at the moment. So I think it's coming out in my brain and it's not letting me think properly. So there we go. So these are the same, remember, these are the 6 that we needed of the littler ones, and put these on the bottom too. So these are the 2 and 3/8 by 2 1/4. So just make sure you've got equal increments, and then of course this is your 3 and 1/8 by 2 and 3/8. So now you can do it in alternate, so I'll just show you. I wanted to actually show you one that was using all the same DSP, but I'll show you a little later the one where I've done the contrasting. Right, so I'm going to turn it over. So we've done that side, and that will be the box coming round like this. Okay, so now, so that's all the outside of the box, but we've got some internal stuff to do. So we've got our back panel that we want to put on. So this is the one that's not folded. So as I say, we needed 2 of these, and this was 4 7/8, which is your length, by 3 1/8, which is your width. So I'm going to put equal increments on that. And then the top bits, they're what flat down, so we want to put the DSP on those. So again, the 2 and 3/8 by 2 1/4. So put those equal increments all the way around. So only on the top, these will only be on the top. Okay. There we go. And then of course the bigger panel, which is 2 and 3/8 by 3 and 1/8. So right, once I've put this on, I will just explain about my contrasting. So in this one, I have got the same colours but contrasting paper. I didn't have enough of this paper, so this I managed to have enough for the backdrop and the front panels, and I had enough for the bottom of it, but didn't have enough for the back or the top pieces, so I've contrasted it. So let me move that closer so you can see. So this has contrasting colours, which is the same, well, should I say, it's not contrasting, it's contrasting design. The colour is exactly the same. This is Daffodil Delight, and it was just sunging and paper that I'd got left. And of course, we're using the Easter bunnies. Right. Oh, and I want to show you this here, the light grass in here. I have done two sorts. So I've got that one, and where's my other one? Let me open up my other one. And I've got this one. So you can choose which kind of grass you're going to do, but I'm going to show you how I did that in a minute. Okay, so I just put that on one side. Right, so let's move those out of the way. So we're going to make up our box now. So I'm going to fold in my tab and put some glue on this. And this just gives it a chance to dry by doing this. So I'm going to bring in to fold, so it's taken the 2 and 2 on both sides and the tab's inside. So you can do it where you put the tab over like that, so you've got your long piece and you bring it over, but I like to keep moving it about and so that it sticks like that. Okay, so there we go on that. So I want that to really dry before we do any more. So while we're waiting for that to completely dry, we're going to get on and do some other bits and bobs that we need to do. So we need to make a tray that all this sits on. So we're going to make that tray the insert. And I'm just gonna have to get a piece. Let's see, what do I need? The insert, is that on the other side? Lid, display, strip 4. No, they're the strips. Where have I put it? Insert. Right, so my insert needs to be 3 7/8. That's not big enough. I'm not going to mess about. I'll just get myself a whole sheet. Okay, so I'll do this. Right, so it's got to be the insert. It's going to be 3 7/8. So I'm going to do, in fact, if I do it the other way round, well, let me think. Yeah, I'll do it 3 7/8. I'll do that. 3 7/8. So 3 7/8. I want that out of the way by 4 1/4. Okay, so that's what you want. Piece that. Let's move that out of the way. And then we're going to score this at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So we're just going to score it at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So just put that 1/2 inch and score it on all 4 sides. Honestly, it's not complicated at all, really. It's just with me getting my measurements wrong that I've made it look difficult, and it isn't. It isn't difficult. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly, each little square in the corner, what I'm going to do is slightly cut outside of that score line. Can you see? So I've cut outside of that score line. I'm going to do the same on that side. I'm just going to cut outside the score line. I've just realised I didn't put a prompt for myself, did I? This might not. I'm going to have to, no, I'll see if it'll work. Right, I might get away with it. Let's see if I can get away with it. If not, I'm going to have to do another one. So each of those score lines, we're just cutting off that little bit to just give those, and then we're just going to burnish those there on each. Now, if you find your insert difficult to put into your box, then I'm going to show you another way of doing it. Unbelievable. What have I done now? I can't believe it. That isn't sitting as it should sit. It's just not my day. Honestly, I've made these and I thought I'm going to make them up. And because I'm doing that today, what have I done? That's 3 7/8. 5 4 1/4. What have I done? I've definitely, that is going to have to be rubbed out. Right, I've definitely gone wrong. I think my 3 7/8, just let me measure, because that's 2. Oh, I can't read my own writing. It's, look at this. It should be 3 3/8. What am I doing? Right, so it should be 4 1/4. That's right. But the 3 7/8, as I've just said, should be 3 3/8. As I say, I am going to write this down. That's it, take that off. So 1/2 inch now, score it at 1/2 inch. This hopefully will work. Okay, and come on, that looks better. I'm going to put that in there. It's because I've done so many things wrong and I've rectified and wrote it all down, thought I've got everything right, and then I haven't. So just crease them all so that you get like a box shape, and I'm just going to make sure that this fits in first. Yeah, it's going to fit in. Okay, that's fine. Just take that out. Now, another another tip for you. When I said put it in at 3 3/8, when you put it in, I'll just show you with this an extra bit of card. When you put it in and you put in at that 3 3/8, so let me get it, 3 3/8. Just pull it slightly back. Can you see? Just that slight bit back. That will make the insert fit better. So when you do the 4 1/4, you do the 4 1/4. This piece is not big enough. Right, when you do the 4 1/4, it is, let me just double check. Yeah, 4 1/4. Just get it on that 4 1/4, so that 4 1/4 there, and then can you see, just pull it that little bit back, and doing that will just make it fit in better. I think mine might need a little bit because I forgot to do my own tip. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to ease my score line up slightly so that it will go in better. Right, okay, right. Now, told you not to discard these little bits here because these are the right length to be able to do as the insert. So choose a piece and we're going to cut those at 5/8 of an inch. So put one in and cut it 5/8 of an inch. So that's where I cut it. Okay, so I've got the score going there, and it doesn't matter if the score's on it or not, it does not matter. So you just want 5/8 of an inch. Happens that my score's I've put it so that it doesn't, and make sure you're using the straight edge, of course. Okay, so 5/8. I'm discarding that one, going to get the other one that's got the straight edge, put it in at 5/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to just, so we need those two pieces there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fit these pieces in so that they're just level with the top. Now we're not going to leave these pieces in, but it's going to be a guide for us to keep our shelf, I'm going to call it, straight. So you want these level with the top, there and there. Okay, so they're just in either side, and that's just going to be a guide because we're going to put glue now on our tray. So I'm going to put glue on all 4 sides. Okay, I'm going to put glue on all 4 sides. Okay, and then very carefully I'm going to open up our flap, and we're going to push this in. You can bow it a bit if you want so that it gets in. So we're going to push it. I've got some glue on the hand, so I'm just going to take that off a bit. We're going to push this. Oops, that's gone a bit too high, so we're going to take that, push that down. So we're making sure that that stays level, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in this till it's level. So hang on, okay, so I'm not quite level there. So what we're trying to do is bring in our tray up to the top so that we've got it so that this is level with your top here, and then we can push our tray to be level there. And then I'm just going to make sure, get this at the other side, we're just going to make sure that they're level there, and just ease our tray down a little bit, up a bit there, down a bit there, and that should be okay. Right, so that should then be level all the way round. Once we've done that, I'm just going to use my hands, and actually I can use my pen folder, put that down, just go along, and just, that's going to stick there. Okay, so that is the bottom, and those two will fold in, and that will go in there, and I'll do that in a minute. But before we finish doing that, I'm just going to cut a tab hole. Okay, so I've got a 1-inch punch, and I'm just going to get this in the middle, and I'm not going to take it very far, just about like that. And I'm going to, just so we've got a thumb hole to do that. Right, okay. And I'm not going to bother for the minute. I'm going to leave it like that because it's still gluing, it's still dry. These can now come out at the sides, so we don't need those anymore. They were just guides to make sure that this was level inside. Okay, right, now we want a piece, and I decided to use Granny Apple Green, and this measures, my strip measures for my grass 1 1/4 by your 11 3/4 along. Right, now I'm going to show you, what did I do? I've got, oh, this one, isn't it? So I've decided, I've got this one to hand. All you need is something that's grass-like. You could even just cut this, you could cut something, you could cut into it, anything, whatever you want to do. I've done this one, as I say, was Birds in Branches. But there's lots of other ones that kind of do this grassy. You might have even a grassy one. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the die so that the die is at the very edge and at the edge here. So where all my points are highest, that's going to be right to the very edge. And we need that. So I'm going to lay it like that to the very edge. Okay, so we're going to lay that. I'm going to put it in a little bit more, put my sandwich on top. Just make sure that the die has moved, that you're not cutting it. There we go. So we'll do that. I'm going to cut this through. Okay. And then we're going to move up our card and just take our die off, and we're going to place it so that it is running on, so that we'll have a continuous strip. So I'm just going to move that up and put that so that the top edge is there, and we're going to make sure that the die doesn't move. You can stick it down, I suppose, if you want to. I'm always ripping mine when I do, so I prefer to do that. I'm going to just put that on there, and then I'm going to go through, do this. Now you can do it this way, or you could just cut little strips and do it in little strips. I just thought this was time saving, doing it in one strip like this. Come on, die. Right, now I'm not going to pick out the bits. I'm going to leave the bits, because what I want to do in a minute is cut it in sections. But first of all, I want to put my straight edge. So I'm going to put my straight edge to 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to get it at 3/8 of an inch. So get that at 3/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to score it all the way down. So 3/8 of an inch and score it all the way down. Right? Okay. And then I'm going to put that straight edge in, and I'm going to, this is why I've left the bits in, because it will just help you. And I'm going to cut 3 1/4 inch strips. Okay. Whoops. I need to cut it down. That's it. 3 1/4 inch strips. So 3 1/4. So I'm going to go from the top down. Oh, that ripped it off. Oh, great. Let's see if I can manage a 3 1/4 inch. That's it, 3 1/4. In fact, I'm going to get my scissors in here, and I'm just going to snip, because I've just had an accident then, and I don't want to have another one. Right. So the other way of doing it, seeing as though I've made a mess of that and I'm having fun tonight, I'll show you the other way of doing it now. I'm just getting mad with myself now, I think. Right, what's that? Is that 1 1/4 inch? Oh, perfect. Right, that'll just show you. So you could just do 3 1/4 and cut 3 3 1/4 inch strips. So I'm just showing you the other way of doing it, and this might actually be easier. And then we're just gonna just make sure this is where I should get my die thing out. There we go. So let's bring that in, and then we can just take these off there. I think my light's starting to go now. So this is going to be in the middle like that. I'm going to put it. So you could just do this, do that, and then run this through your die cutting machine. So whichever way, you can do either way. Okay, you can do 3 individual strips or one in strip. I think actually that the birds in branches worked better because this is quite fine on here, and this one actually is better doing it this way. Oh, and I forgot to do my scoring now, what I like. So I'm going to put that on the other side, do it 3/8 of an inch, and we need to just score that 3/8 of an inch. The longer strip's easier for doing that there. Okay, so just prepare all your 3 strips. So okay, you'll be pleased to know that all the bunnies are done. See, even with me doing quite a lot of prep work, mind you, it's not helped me making mistakes. And as I say, having a bad day. So there, that's okay. Get this one out. Use. My light is really starting to fade, so let me just put this light on. That's better for me. That's okay for you. Right, what am I standing up? Okay, right. So you really want to fold these now. So you're going to fold it back on itself and use your bone folder and give that a really good crease. Okay, and then open it back up. So do that with all of them. So you're folding it back on itself. Okay, and then open it back up, and the third one on it back on itself. A little big crease, then open it up on itself. Right, let me get my picture. So with it being Easter, if you have followed me for a long time, you've seen me do Easter stuff before, you will know that I am a Christian, and so Easter is not just about well, it's oh, where am I? Here we go. It's Easter is all about Jesus dying for us. So we celebrate Easter because Jesus came and died for all our sins and then rose again. Right, I am just making a cross. Okay, that's all I'm doing, and I did put a bit of glue on. So all I've done, you can just everyday label, I think this was called, or something. So I've just cut this out, but any cross, you can just make your own cross. I'm going to do that and then turn that over there, and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back. So I'm just going to stick one told that place there, one told it there, and one at the bottom and one at the top. There we go. So I'm just going to put these on there. So there is some lovely crosses in the new catalogue as well. So I'm just going to position this to my right hand side. You see my cross has gone wonky, but remember the cross of Jesus was gnarled pieces of wood, I should imagine. So not oh right, I'm going to stop decorating it because one thing I forgot is I want to do the lid, and I want to do the lid now because then it's got time to dry. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side a minute and bring in some more my paper to do the lid. Right, so now I want 5 5/16. So if you put it in, well, I'm going to do the 4 7/16. So if you put it in at 4 4.5. So if you put it in at 4.5 and then just pull it back that one little mark, that is your 7/16. So I'm going to do 4 7/16, and then I want to do this by 5 5/16. So if you put this in at 5 1/4, push it along that to that next little mark, that is your 5/16. Okay, and then we're going to score that at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So we're going to put that at that side, do it 1 inch on 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, because I wanted a nice thick overhang. So 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, there we go. And I like to cut, so can't remember which way did I cut. Yeah, I think I did that. So I'm going to cut down that one, and then I'm going to wedge that. Do the same at this side. So I'm cutting down the score line, and then on the tab I'm wedging that way and that way, and then I'm going to do exactly the same at the other side. So I'm cutting down the score line, and then I'm going to wedge there and there, cutting down the score line, and then wedge and wedge. Okay, and then I'll burnish my score lines now. Okay, I'll burnish my score lines. Okay. Right, before I stick that on, I'm going to put my lid flower. Where's that come from? My lid DSP on, and that measures 1/16. Right, I'll just show you on my trimmer. Okay, so what I did, and I'll use a piece of card to show you, is I put it in at 3 1/4, and then I just pulled it back 1. That's what I did for the DSP. So that would be 3 1/4. So I put it in at 3 1/4, pulled it back 1 by 2 5/16. So put it in at 2 1/4 and then just push it along 1. And so that comes to 2 5/16. So your DSP is actually, it was under, what am I saying? I'll do that again. And again, I will put this in the description. So, sorry, it was 4 1/4, 3 1/4, pull back 1, and then 2 5/16. So it was put in 1/4 and push it on. So I might have done it the wrong way, but I will write that in the description. Okay, might not be today. Hopefully, if I don't get it done today, I'll get it done tomorrow, hopefully, before it goes live. When I say live, this is live when it goes on my YouTube channel, uploads. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna there, and then put this on here. Now you could do DSP all the way round. So if you wanted to do DSP all the way round, I'd probably do that 7/8 in width, and I would do it same as the length. So that would be for this side, it would be Yeah, that's right. For this side, it would be 7/8 by 2 5/16. This side would be 7/8 by 3 3/16. That's right. Okay, so there we go. We've got the lid now drying. Oh, and I think, shall I? Oh, that side is the front. Okay, so I decided to just put some little Easter eggs. So these were actually the eggs from the birds and branches. And I thought this colour went with the DSP I was using, so I cut them. Now I'm just going to have a look because I've got a brand new set and have I put it away? All right, I can't lay my hands on it just straight away. I'm wondering whether the Darling Dinos has a little egg in it. I'm not sure, but I could suggest you using that. There might be other sets that's got little eggs in. You could again cut out the eggs from the bunny set, the Easter bunny. I have cut some eggs out. You could individually cut these eggs out to stick on it. I just found it easy because these were a trio egg die, so I just thought make it easy for yourself. And I cut these out the other Easter. I haven't just done these. I've got a bag full. I went mad with little scraps of DSP and cut tons out and thought they'll come in. And of course these have. Now from the little farm, on the farm, there was these adorable tiny little rabbits. So I decided to cut some of them out of some bits of scraps of white. There's another one. And I just thought, oh, they're perfect. So, because when the box is shut up, you want it to look nice. So I thought, I'll have two little white rabbits sitting beside the Easter eggs. And now I can get back to doing what I was doing, and that was decorating. So I thought that was rather sweet. Right, so I'll bring back in again the back. So we've already stuck the cross on, and of course I explained to you about me being a Christian and that I believe Jesus rose from the dead, so I've got to have He's risen on there. So I'm going to just stick that at an angle there, and that's going to go, let's stick it, yeah, stick it like that. That's going to go a bit like that. Okay, now we have the bunny that's got his hands in front of him, and I thought I'm going to stick a carrot on him. So I fussy cut these, and although I got the punch, I fussy cut I fussy cut them. Oh, I can't get my words out. I just got into it, and I'm not very good at colouring with blends. I'm all right if it's little things, but anything bigger I seem to make the right mess. So the easiest way I find is that I actually stamp my image, and then I go over with my blending brushes, and I find that is my best thing. Right, now I want this bunny to stick a little bit further than normal off the back. So what I did to achieve this, let's see if where's my oh, where are they? It's not my day. Got any in there? I seem to have misplaced all my things. I'll get some more out, not an issue. Okay, is that, are they? Yeah, there's some dimensions. I don't know where they've disappeared to, because I'm sure I wasn't totally out of them. But hey ho, I'll get some more. So let's get on, off we go. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to stick a couple of dimensionals on him, peel the backs off, and then I'm going to stick another dimension on the top because I wanted it to come further away. So I'm just sticking extra one on it. Okay, so that's going to pull him out further than the cross now. So I'm going to sit, and I didn't quite sit him down there. I'll sit him there. There, can go under there. No. Yeah, that'd be fine. Right, now this is why we've done the grass like this, because we're going to put the grass in, but I want to be able to put my bunnies to stick on. That one's there, coming off of him. So I'm going to stick, and I did actually, and I might do this time, I did actually stick some mini dimensionals, but I thought, well, you've got some strips. I thought, why are you not using them? Because I've got loads of me little strips, and I thought, that's absolutely perfect. So I'm going to use the strips. However, you can use the minis, but I just thought I can stick a narrow bit right on the bottom there. Where's me old scissors, because I don't like the sticking. So let's just do that and stick that on there. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I want to stick this bunny at this side now. Yeah, I'm going to stick this bunny at this side, so I can stick it just like that. So that pulls it away. And I really liked the cheeky butterfly. So I cut out the butterfly, and I thought, I'm going to stick the butterfly on his nose. So I'm going to stick just a little bit of glue on the end of his nose, and the butterfly is just cheekily pitched on there like that. So that's that one. However, I forgot to just stick one on, so this one can be just stuck on. So we're going to, that's the front, so this is the flat bit underneath. We're just going to put this on. I'm just going to see how far, I'm bringing my one in so I can copy it, how far forward. About there, I think, somewhere like that. So just stick that one in, and then this one now is all ready because I've done my support, and I can stick this one just a little bit further forward like that, and then we'll do the last one now. Where are you? So this one here, we're going to stick our bunny, and I wanted some flowers around this bunny, so I've coloured these all in. So as I say, I fussy cut them all and coloured them all in. I did different, you can do any colours you want really, it's just spring colours, anything you've got, you know, it doesn't have to be the same as mine, anything you've got. Right, I've got that little piece now that I can put on that. Oh, this is perfect. Why didn't I think of this before? Right, now I want it, make sure your tail doesn't go further than the last bit. Okay, and again I'm going to stick glue on the bottom, and then let's put that in, little way between. Okay, that can go in there. Right, so there's my bunny so far. And then I thought for here, I'll just do me Happy Easter. And I put that on a couple of dimensionals. And I thought I'll put that at an angle, an angle like that. And then I'd done the Easter eggs, and I'm going to stick some mini dimensionals on the back of my Easter egg. One at either side. I'm not going to put one in the middle. And then I'm just going to fit that like this. That's going to go over the top, that's going to tuck under, and that's going to tuck over the top like that. Okay, so that's tucked over, that's tucked under, that comes over. So I thought that, so that's how it looks. And then these lovely eggs, so I put 6 in. So I'm going to get 6. 1, 2. You could put more in than 6. I thought 6 was enough. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Shut up the lid and then tuck these in. As if I'm not heavy-handed. So I'm doing it on camera when you've got the camera in your face. That's it. Wiggle it out a bit, come on. If you get too much, let's see, yeah, they're all right. I might just take a little bit more off of my wedge. So I'm just going to take a little bit more off. Don't take too much off. Just keep cutting and doing it. And just fiddle about with it until that's it's going now. Oh. Got them on camera. I didn't have any of this issue. There. So it fits quite nice. So it's not going to come out, look. So it gives it that real secure feeling there. So we put up the top, put up your flaps, and then put your bunnies and your eggs to the front. So that goes on there. And I thought to finish it off, we will tie a ribbon round it. So let me just get those out of the way. I can't remember. Oh, there's 10 in there. So you get actually 4. It should be 4 left. I don't know what I've done. But so far, I filled 3. And I had 2 packets. And there seems to be only 2 left. I wonder if my daughter's been eating them. Never mind. She sees the video, she'll say, no, Mum, I haven't. What are you saying that for? Okay, so I'm going to tie a bow on here. So nice bow, okay. So you can leave them as long as what you want to. I'm going to cut mine down a little bit. Okay, and we're just wanting that to cover that when you put it up, look, you've got that there, and I'm just covering that. Okay, so that's there, and then I did another Happy Easter for it. Yeah, that's okay. So I've got this one from, I don't know whether it's Occasions. What's it called? Let's have a look for you. Called Celebrate You, and it's got Happy Easter in. Really good. Okay, but there's lots of things that have Easters in. I've cut this from the quiet now, concentrating. That's lovely. I cut this from the Stitch So Sweetly, but again, there's lots that has little ones that you can make your little sentiment tags. And did I put this straight actually, I think, roughly there in the middle. So you've got the Happy Easter there. So that's the box done. You pull your ribbon down and then pull these down, and then underneath you've got that. And I've done this one as well. I haven't done a ribbon on this one yet, but that one was the contrasting one, and this is its lid that should go on the top, but I've still got spare bunnies in to make more of them. So I hope you like that. I'm sorry for the appalling start of the video and getting some of my measurements wrong. I'd got it written down right, but didn't follow properly and not reading me own writing properly. So very sorry about that. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is totally my idea and creation, so it is an original. So I hope you will have a go, because I just think it's a great gift for friends or teacher gifts. So I hope you enjoy that. Thank you for dropping by. Do stay safe. Do stay well. Bye for now.